might think this is a rosary. I've been praying all day on my Buffalo Bill of rosary beads. Don't get off. Anybody not a Buffalo Bills fan here today? All right, you can stay. That's good. Okay. I just have to set the tone right here, but, you know, I could have been in Kansas City, George. And I said, Kansas City, George Latimer, Kansas. Guess where I am? I would not miss this, but as former Hall of Famer coach Mark Levy once said, where would you rather be than right here and right now? And this is where I want to be, because this is the day when we have a chance to send one of our own, an elected official who started over 30 years ago, right when I was starting out on a council. I was a council member as well. Then he spent his time cutting his teeth in local government and going all the way to Albany and serving in the Assembly and the Senate. But then listening to that call to bring him back home, to be an extraordinary county executive, and believe me, I know them all. He's one of a kind. When you go to a diner with George, it's like walking with a rock star. I mean, I'm not going to sit in the car, right? I mean, everybody knows him by name, right? And they have a story to tell. George, remember that time you helped my mother do this? Or it's like it's just a reminder. It's so empowering to see what one person can do in a role that they're given, that they fought for, that they deserve to continue on in. And he could have stayed. He could have stayed local, could have sort of checked out, said, I did my time. I served my community. And Robin knows how many times he was not home at night, and all those missed dinners and all the holidays where he had to be at other official gatherings. I've been at many of them with him. Because he always showed up, and it was a sacrifice for his family. But at this point in his life, he could have said, God, I've done enough, haven't I? And yet he knew his voice was needed. His voice was needed to continue to stand up for those who need so much help. And also to stand up against the scourge of anti-Semitism, which has been so rampant in society. Go to Washington and stand up and say, there's no place for hate in our state. He's had courage. I admire your courage, George. Because we need voices like yours. And the working men and women of our state who just sometimes wonder if they've forgotten about me. No, we're sending George to Washington to be your voice. This is the day when everything changes. And yes, it's going to be hard going in the minority. That's something you're used to. And I haven't seen that in a little while. But you know what? I served on Republican House Representatives in Congress. It reminds you every single day, and that awesome feeling when you walk in and you see that beautiful white Capitol, the dome against the blue sky, and you realize how unique this is in the course of history that we are in that place. I was there, George is there. And what that means to the people back home is that you will stand up and fight with every fiber of your body just like you did in every level of government you did. And that makes us have faith again. Makes us believe in government again. That good people like George Latimer will stand up and answer that call and go into the fray, go into the line of fire every single day. But I will sleep better at night knowing that we have George Latimer as our fighter in Washington. And I hope you all know as well. And I want to thank all the elected leaders. I missed Senator Schumer's speech, I think. I didn't say that, you did. I did not say that. Did not say that. Tish James, a woman of great courage. We love our Attorney General. And of course, someone I work so closely with, Westchester's own, Yonkers' own, an incredible leader. We are so blessed to have Majority Leader Andre Stewart Cousins from her home right here in Westchester. And Shelley Mayer, thank you. And I heard some of what you said as I was flying, and I've got to fly out, but we have a great budget. We have a great plan. And just telling you, we're going to put money back in your pockets because that's where you need it, because you've been hit so hard by inflation. And if you're a parent, we're going to take care of you. And George is going to carry on the same messaging down in Washington. We are the ones fighting for you. Don't believe everybody else who pretends that they're there for the people. Every day working, hard-working New Yorkers. They're not. And George will establish that. Shelley's a fighter as well. I want to thank her for her friendship and leadership over many, many years. Ken Jenkins, you're ready for this, right? He is battle tested, he's ready, and he'll be our next county executive as long. You have term limits here? Okay, as long as the term limits allow. so looking forward to that leadership as well. But I do have to run. I just did not want to miss this occasion to look at all of you and thank you for having the brilliance and the belief in government, the belief in a single man to be a powerful force of change with your support for George Latimer. I've been all over with him. I've gone to the sites of heavily damaged communities that he loves. We were up in Rye during some flooding events and how heartbreaking that was. I've also seen his courage when he stood up and says, yes, this is a county we want to build housing. We're not afraid to say, build, 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 because our children deserve to have there's their children and families, and they're going to have great schools and education we have here. So thank you for your leadership with many forms of me on our pro-housing initiative, George. And also the many ribbon cuttings and events we did, but one that'll always stick with me, George, and I'm going to wrap up with this. You know you're in the right position when you can use your voice to say the people of Mount Vernon who had to endure 20 plus years of an unconscionably horrible, disgusting sewer system that was not working for them. And George knew this, and he worked with us. And the mayor, we came together with an MOU that we announced back in 2022. I was brand new at the job, and said we can invest what ended up being the largest environmental justice project in American history, $150 million to help the people of Mount Vernon. County executive, George Latimer, help make that happen. That's what I'm talking about. The power to use your voice in your office to make people's lives better. That's why we're doing it. George, I'm so proud of you. God bless you, my friend. And anything you need from me, I'm there for you. You want me to go down and knock one around a little bit? I'll be there.